for patience while we got our quorum. This will kick off our planning commission meeting Monday, February 23rd. First item on the agenda is minutes. Can I get approval of the minutes for the meeting held November 25th?
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Old business? We have none. Moving on to new business. First item of new business is a site plan review for 5939 Fontanas Drive, Fairway, Kansas, as submitted by Brian Stanley on behalf of James Engel Custom Homes, the property owner. Request for a new single-family residence with exceptions to window hierarchy on the side and rear elevations. Basil, do you have any updates to your staff report?
No, I'll just let my report stand as submitted. Staff is not opposed to the exception, recommends approval. I'm open to questions.
Thank you.
I think we've seen this plan a few times where they added the transom windows on the side elevation. Is that right?
That is correct.
Is that the same exception they're requesting?
Yes, so, and you have the rear elevation, you have the same one situation. So you have the right elevation, the same situation, and we have the left. So actually we have the three sides that needs that exception.
Yeah, I think we've approved this one several times in the past, so I would be in support of approval. Should make a motion that we approve the plans as submitted. What's the address? 5939 Fontana Drive, and grant the exceptions for the window hierarchy.
So I got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next item of new business is a site plan review at 3517 Eastvale Drive, Fairway, Kansas, as submitted by Mark Eady of Gaggan Eady on behalf of Chris and Allison Larson, property owner. Request for a new single-family residence with exception requests for the existing front setback, green space requirement for the front yard, non-conforming multiple curb cuts for existing circular driveway, and projection into the side setback. Basil, do you have any comments from your staff report?
Okay, so again, I'll let my report stand as submitted. As far as this property, they came to Board of Zoning on September 19th and got approval to do construction on multiple lots. The existing house sat on the multiple lots. When the structural plans came in, they were demoing more than 70% of the house. So we have to consider it as a new house. So that's the reason for all these exceptions. One other update, and I talked to the builder, he has an egress on the east side that exceed the limit, and he's open to readjust that opening.
6 inches.
Yep.
Okay.
So that I'm clear on the request. So the existing setback, front setback, is an existing, so it's not, they're not changing.
So the setback is 40 feet, but we have a lot of houses that are existing at 35 or 30 feet. And that's typical. So basically they're keeping the same foundation in the front.
So they're not making a new exception that doesn't exist today.
They're not increasing the deformity.
They're
Exactly.
not increasing the setback, but
Okay.
since our setback is 40, you have to line up with the neighbors.
Yeah.
So you don't want the house to be 5 feet behind the other neighbors that are on an existing setback.
So that's the one exception. The other one's the green space, and the metrics on this one.
Yeah, because they want to keep the circular drive, so that's eating up the green space numbers for the front yard.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to discern is which of these exceptions are new exceptions versus what exists today. Seems like they all exist today.
They all exist today except for that egress window. Per the builder, and I think he's here today, he's gonna recess that, so that exception will go away.
Well, my opinion is that these are all existing conditions, and the only reason that if I understand correctly, the only reason we're having to look at them is because there was a zoning or a change to the,
Because they're demoing 70% of the house.
Right.
So we have to address the application as a
Okay.
new house.
yeah. Yeah, I'd say that doesn't happen very often where 70% or such a large percentage of the house has changed. But my personal opinion in this case is that since these are existing exceptions, that I would not be opposed to letting them stay the way they are.
One thing I wanted to just bring up just for discussion too, so we're all on the same page, is that this house includes an addition, correct?
Yes.
So the addition currently they're not within the requirements for this green space, but they're furthering the deviance of the green space requirement. So, and Basil, this is a question more for staff, but how come they split up, or what was the reason behind splitting up the front green space and the rear green space?
Well, in our ordinance, you have to do the total lot and then you have to do the front yard. The
Okay.
front yard is across the board 60-40%. But then the total yard is based on the lot size.
Okay.
So they're in conformance with the total lot green
Yes,
space,
because
but not the
they're
front yard.
taking, I think they were over and they were taking some of the green space out, so they're in conformance with the total for the total yard,
Right.
but not the front only.
Thank you for that clarification. All right. Any other discussion?
No, I mean, given what Warwick has stated, these are existing conditions. I don't see any reason to oppose this.
Okay. Entertain a motion.
Well, in that case, I will make a motion that we approve the plans as submitted with the exception of the egress being moved in the revised plans for 3517 Eastvale Drive.
I will second.
All in favor?
Can I interject as far as the motion? Since we have that projection to the site, do you want to clarify it better?
If you can help me with the wording, sure.
If you want to give them that projection exceeding, that's fine, but
Basically, the exception asked for is 6 additional inches encroachment. We're supposed to be 4 feet, they're at 4 feet 6.
They're supposed to be
Encroachment on the-
4 feet, they're at 3'6".
No, I believe they're,
well, it's not 6 because, I mean, the setback is 50%, so of the setback.
Well, I suppose we're talking about 6 inches.
Well, I think it's more on this one. The applicant is here, maybe.
Sure.
Well,
Okay.
almost had it.
So can you please approach the mic and
Sure.
your name and address for the record?
Mark Eddie couldn't be here tonight. And so if I understand the request, isn't the egress well on site be reduced by 6 inches? I understand that right?
Well, I mean, we want to verify, yes, I think you're exceeding the limit because it's, the exception is between 2 and up to 4 feet. And you're exceeding that.
What
Yeah.
do we need to do to comply?
So you're basically you're requesting an exception to window wheel egress is more than 4 feet in the garage side setback. The current encroaches is 4'6" in
Oh,
the setback.
Yeah.
Because what we can do, we're seriously considering omitting those areaways. And so if we omit them, that would be a.
Correct.
Right.
You could omit them or make it 6 inches shorter is what I understood.
Yes.
We can keep the option of making it 6 inches shorter. Then we can comply.
I'm good either way.
Okay.
So in that case, the motion would be they'll revise and resubmit the plan and we grant you the authority to, okay,
verify that.
okay. All right, you may try again. Okay, I make a motion that we approve the plans for 3517 and grant the exceptions for the existing front setback, green space requirement for the front yard, non-conforming multiple curb cuts for the existing circular driveway, and not the projection into the side setback. The applicant will resubmit the plans and staff is authorized to approve those plans.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next item of new business is a site plan review, 5338 Chadwick Road, Fairway, Kansas, as submitted by Aaron Williams, property owner. Request for exception for second floor addition to encroach on the side setback. Basil, do you have any updates to your staff report?
Okay, again, I'll let my report stand as submitted. Staff is in support of the exception. Part of our recommendation is a survey to be done so we can verify the exact location.
Okay. Let's open up the discussion. So what I'm seeing on this essentially is that it had an existing first floor, I believe, that was built previously. Do we know the time when that was built, Basil, by chance?
No, I did not pull that, but
Okay,
per the applicant, he measured, I think he found a marker and it's about a little bit less than. So it's, again, without a survey, I mean, the number he gave us is 4.6.
is the applicant here tonight? Could you please approach the console and use your name and address for the record, please?
Working on the Basil, really like him, great guy. One of the things I did wanna. The portion above the garage has been finished. Cycle I submitted, to do the full thing. It would be a survey be required, I'm not. Maintaining exact. I'm not quite sure exact. B to the city or to myself.
Any questions for the applicant? Thank you. Basil, do we know, was there, anything conducted when the previous addition was built or 2015?
No, I do not. And if that area was finished, I mean, basically he's adding more to the facade. So that's the reason for the exception as far as adding it. But part of our procedure, I mean, there's a survey to establish exactly where we are.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, the addition is just going up.
Yeah, I mean, the way, so I think a few things here. One, so if I understand this correctly, the footprint is the same. We're just extending the first floor up another floor.
That is correct.
So whatever the existing wall
So
is
they're
at.
not increasing the nonconformity into the setback.
Okay.
And that's the reason where the ordinance give you, it specifically state planning commission can grant that exception.
Yeah,
The issue is we don't know really how far from the property line we are.
right.
I mean, the applicant did because, I mean, once you get below 5, then there is like fire rating issues, and the applicant did mention to me that he's willing to fire rate that portion, but I mean, the existing house is not fire rated, so.
Yeah, I guess, well, so we don't know the exact measurement from the property line.
No.
But we know it's not conforming. So what a survey might tell us is whether it's 4'6" or 4'9" or whatever.
4 or 6 or,
Yeah.
exactly.
But and I doubt it's greater than 6 inches, meaning it's conforming, or sorry, 6 feet, meaning it's conforming. So it's definitely less than the required. And if the applicant is willing to just assume that it's less than 5 feet and do the fire rating as necessary, I'm not sure what value a survey gives us in this regard. Other than there's probably rules around it, but I'm just thinking from a practical standpoint. So then really the question is, should we allow a non-conforming encroachment to exceed its current height? That would be the only real impact to anybody. And I don't suppose we've heard from the neighbor or anybody about their opinion on this.
No.
The structure, from what I can tell, isn't exceedingly tall as it is, so I don't know that it would be a big problem. But we have heard in the past, when we build big houses next to existing houses, complaints about the houses towering over my property. And in this case, it is encroaching, but it's only 1 floor. So now it'll be encroaching on over 2 floors. So there's that consideration. So it's kind of a unique situation. I'm interested to hear what others think.
Can I clarify something for a second? It's not the full second floor, what I have pulled up here in that bubble. It's this triangle area.
Yeah.
You already have the point that goes up. It's really just this triangle
Yeah,
area
it's a little
that's
cut out,
encroaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to hear what others say. My opinion is this is fairly minor, in which case I'm probably not opposed, but willing to be convinced otherwise.
It's not increasing beyond the status quo.
Yeah, but I mean, if you increase, then you have to go to Board of Zoning. But that's part of our verbiage. If you keep the nonconformity at the same location or height, then it's an exception from Planning Commission.
Please state your name, address for the record.
John Roachville. JCLB Homes on contract on the project, 5338 Chadwick. I think industrial. We brought it up, it's not. The roof page to give a little bit more headspace. And I just wanted to make the comment that there is no. You're higher, we can look it down, there's no window. There's another week. Favor, the second window you're seeing is or that window, the larger window you're seeing is. Set back. So the both of people there, so that has a window. Yeah, that's all I was gonna say is there's no window. I know sometimes when they go, neighborhood.
Thank you. Could you please, thank you.
That space is already finished by that wall, that window, was finished previously, so. This is that area we're trying to. Playroom in there, so you have a long room right there, so definitely the renovations, I get. Well, we're not really, increasing our pay at all, it just simply ties in. Increase.
Understood. Thank you. Just a quick question for you, Basil. You mentioned something about fire code. If this is encroach, like, I know we have this setback set up for like aesthetic purposes, but is there also fire code that would then come into
Yeah,
play?
under the IRC.
Okay.
I mean, once you go below
Right.
5 feet between 3 and 5, then you have to do a 1 hour.
So I'm putting my contractors on hat on here, just thinking about this. So if we were to grant this exception in theory, then you would look at the fire code and if they have to upgrade that entire area with fire resistant rock, whatever it is.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do the existing. I
Yeah,
mean,
okay.
Just.
The existing is not part of it. Okay.
Yeah, I can't force people to do existing. It's just legal non-conforming.
What is fundamentally different about a 1 hour fire rated wall and just normal drywall?
You
Anything?
get a 1 hour protection, so the fire.
I'm just thinking drywall in and of itself is probably 1 hour fire rated.
No.
No.
No, okay,
No, not in wood construction,
not in what?
not in wood
Oh, okay,
construction.
well, maybe that's it.
Okay, thank you, Basil. All right, other discussion?
Just a question for our legal team over there. Is there any issues with assuming the setback as opposed to having a survey certify the setback distance in our decision-making process?
I think for purposes of answering the questions that you all are answering right now, I don't see a distinction.
Okay, thank you.
And does this council make a decision on whether or not a survey is required? Like, do we need to make that as part of a motion or anything?
I'll defer to legal on that.
Yeah, we talked about a survey. Like I said, I don't, from a practical standpoint, see much value in it, but I'm also not sure that that's this commission's responsibility to determine.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, the staff recommendation spoke specifically to a survey, is that right?
That is correct.
So I would recommend, to the extent that you're gonna distinguish survey, no survey, I would put that in the motion, just to clarify for the record, whether you're gonna require one or whether you're not going to require one. Otherwise, there could be ambiguity when somebody comes, a month down the road, looks back at this, tries to figure out what exactly we approved here today. I think it's just better to lay it out there.
Yeah, I mean, not a problem to lay it out there. We can't supersede any kind of building codes or anything like that may be applicable. So that's what I was asking, kind of.
What would be the consequence of the survey? And what's the point of request?
No, that was my point is I don't know that it's going to tell us something we don't already know, or it's not going to tell us anything that is consequential in what we're determining today. So this commission, I don't think would require a survey, but that doesn't necessarily supersede any other rules that may apply. I don't know the answer whether it does or not.
Most plans come to us with a survey.
Okay.
It's kind of a typical, unless it's a minor interior innovation we've seen, it's generally doesn't come before us.
No, really, and this one, except for this issue, I mean, we would have issued a permit.
Yeah, I think we're assuming it's less than 6 feet pretty safely. And with that in mind, requesting fireproofing of that new construction, I think helps reconcile the issue.
I entertain a motion.
Too. I make a motion that we approve the plans for 5338 Chadwick Road. We do not require a survey and do require that the new construction is rated with the fire rating as necessary by code.
Second. All in favor?
I,
Motion passes. Next order of new business is a site plan review of 4120 Brookridge Drive in Fairway, Kansas, as submitted by Tom Rooker, property owner. Request for exception to install generator on the side yard. Boswell, any comments on your staff report or updates?
I'll let my report stand as submitted. This is a long permit that was issued, I think 3 years ago or so. And part of that application was a generator install. I had discussion with the owner. It was going to be in the backyard, but due to some circumstances, they changed the location. I already verified the decibel reading at the property line, and it's under the required recommendation. And it is more than 12 feet away from the property line.
Thank you. Discussion?
I don't have any, curious, it's the primary policy issue, noise, all of them.
That is correct. So we require 75 decibel at the property line.
so this generator is installed and you checked it.
It's installed and I did check it.
Okay.
So part of my recommendation is, because I have it as a discrepancy, to finalize the job is, if it gets approved, then we'll remove that discrepancy.
I don't have any issues with the application myself.
Yeah, and I think that they had like confirmation from the neighbor that's on their side of the house that they were okay with it too.
Yeah, I have no.
Can't be seen from the street. It's kind of, this seems pretty straightforward.
Yep, I'm in support of this. I'm happy to go 4 for 4 if you guys want. I make a motion that we approve the plans as submitted for 4120 and grant the exception for the installation of the generator in the side yard.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Next item of new business is site plan review at 5927 Cherokee Drive in Fairway, Kansas, as submitted by Christopher McVeigh, Childs of Midwest Custom Electric on behalf of Michael and Gina Miller, property owners. Request for exception to install generator in the side yard.
Again, I'll let my report stand as submitted. This one is not installed, so they will need a permit if they get approval. The location is more than 17 feet or 17 feet from the property line. And staff recommends, is in support of the application.
Boswell, I confirm too, that this is also behind a fence, correct?
It is behind the fence, and the applicant is here. I think they're gonna move the fence because you need 3 feet clearance from the, with generators, you need 18-inch from the back and 3 feet all around on the other sides. So they are moving the fence to accommodate or give that 3 feet clearance. But yeah, there is an existing fence there.
So it can't be seen from the primary elevation? It cannot be seen from the primary elevation?
Yeah, you won't see it.
All right, any discussion?
Nope.
General consensus is this one. I'll entertain a motion.
Make the motion, we approve the application as submitted.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, additional business. Next meeting date is March 30th, 2026. Basil, do we have any applicants for that?
Yes, we do have, I don't know, 3 or 4 application. We have 2 special use permit applications. Just keep in mind, and we do have 2 board of zoning application before the meeting. So we may start a little bit late, so just be aware of that.
Are those related to sports courts? Those special use permits?
Yes. Why, have you heard that? Or?
No,
we're
just
still-
we had that last couple months ago, the other meeting with the sports court that was
Okay.
adjacent.
These are for other sport courts.
These are for.
That is still an ongoing situation. They are looking to apply. It's just taking a little bit of time with some different circumstances on their property and it being sold, so.
No, these are 2 other ones.
Okay.
That we found.
Okay.
I mean, they are installed, all 3 of them are installed.
Okay. All right, with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.